me, being able to see on the track. It's like the first thing I do right before we go out. Take some old Champion glass cleaner, wiper clean, boys. I can put a little bit on the dash. Bam. Pardon me, being able to see on the track. It's like the first thing I do right before we go out. You've got there. I'm working mine out right now. That's more or less it. That's fine. You've got there. I'm working mine out right now. That's more or less it. That's fine.
Mr. Balbi, how are you tonight, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome, everybody. We're doing a sponsor highlight tonight. Our Let's Grow polling show starts in about an hour. We're previewing Rockwell, Iowa, the North Iowa Nationals this week. But right now, Scott and I wanted to get together. Champion Oil is a new sponsor to the Beer Money polling team this year. And I've seen Champion Oil as part of the Cowtown Showdown the last couple of years down there, Scott, down in Kansas City. But super glad that you reached out to us earlier this year. So I guess give us the who you are, what you do, and then we're just going to start going into a set of questions. And, we're going to eventually get into what drew you to truck and tractor pulling and what we're doing together. And we'll talk about Bowling Green, Ohio, and just have a nice casual conversation and promote Champion Oil products.
Sounds good, Jason. Yeah. So, like you said, Scott Balbi, director of motorsports at Champion. Been a motorsports fan my whole life since a little kid. Basically grew up in Western New York. So the like names popular of like Mark Hootman with Hooter Scooter, Jason Hootman with the Commander, Joe, Smoking Joe, Joe Telak. So as a little kid, used to frequent the pulls like Langford, Erie County Fair, Syracuse. Would venture down to Pennsylvania, some of the unique tracks like Buck Motorsports with the mini mods, stuff like that. So grew up with it. My stepfather raced asphalt modifieds, and we also did micro sprints and built chassis at a little track up in Western New York. So anything with a motor pretty much had an interest to, but got affiliated with Champion about 5.5 years ago. I was a small partner in a lubricant company up in Rochester, New York, with a competing brand that kind of switched and changed ownership. So started looking at different brands, talking to everybody, and someone had mentioned Champion Oil, which I had never heard at the time. So started researching it, and one thing led to another, and I took over about a year ago with as director of motorsports. With that opportunity, I actually moved down to the Triad area in North Carolina. So I'm just outside Mooresville, Charlotte, so to speak, so where all the action happens. But so far, so good. I mean, Champion's been around since 1956. Our slogan's Champion Use Champions. We're purpose-built. It's basically our world headquarters is in Clinton, Missouri, smack dead in the middle. So it's really the wheat belt. So they were really a regional name, so to speak, in that area, the bordering states. And then we're really known up to about a year ago as sprint car people. So if you talk sprint cars like Knoxville, Iowa, through that region, they kind of affiliated us at sprint cars. So I wanted to diversify the brand, the quality of our stuff, being tiered, top tier in that. So, we're in racing and performance. So basically wanted to venture into all motorsports, from autocross, drifting, off-road, drag racing, circle track, dirt, asphalt, tractor and truck pulling is a thing. of interest because not only the extreme conditions that's happening in today's tractor and truck pulling is a real fit for our oil. In general, most oil is good of today's standard. I mean, the technology's improved drastically over the last 5 to 10 years. As of late, it's really good stuff. And, the better oils, the difference is the separation is when you get into the extreme conditions, when you put it to the test or the max. So truck and tractor pulling is really interesting on that. Plus, as far as usage, that's interesting because, you're changing oil 3 to 4 passes or more, depending on what class you're using.
Yep.
So plus, if you look at, fan base and things like that, where, you have the front gate, which is the grandstand, and then you have your back gate pits under one umbrella of an event. Everyone in that facility or that event is a lubricant user. So the nice thing is you can use the motorsports to target your day shift. So, most tractor and truck pullers, tractor pullers, majority of them are farmers, or have a fleet. Same thing with trucks. Most of those guys are, either they have a fleet or they have a truck repair shop. So one washes the other, it's full circle. So, but one interesting thing with Champion that doesn't get a lot of exposure is about 10 or so years ago, Diesel Motorsports, the series, came to Champion and asked if they had an extreme diesel engine oil or racing diesel engine oil. And that's when our Blue Flame was born.
Okay.
So our Blue Flame diesel engine oil, our classic, is basically diesel engine oil hybrid, formulation that is actually with racing oil. So it's very unique to the marketplace. But it has limitations. So it's still a 1540 viscosity. So when you get up into the bigger stuff, some of the bigger diesel tractors, you lose the, oil pressure, obviously, with the viscosity. So that's why a lot of, bigger diesel tractors are using straight 50, straight 60. 70s kind of, you don't see that too much anymore, basically because of the technology. It's kind of taking a back seat.
I'm on championbrands.com right now. I'm on the product page. I'm under the Blue Flame tab. So if you head over to championbrands.com, click I'll just do it with everybody again. So I got the website scrolling across the bottom right now, but go to championbrands.com, click on products. And as Scott was referring to, the Blue Flame. And that's the sticker we have on the front of the tractor right now. It's for the Blue Flame there. So which one would you like me to click on, Scott?
So the classic Blue Flame there, Jason.
Like the first one, probably?
Let me see. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be, but scroll down a little bit. It should be the corner one, I believe. No.
This one?
Right, the Blue Flame in the middle. There you go.
There you go. Yep.
Sorry about that.
Got it.
So that particular product, if you're doing extreme, like high boost, you're a hobbyist, a kid, or guys and gals on the street that want to blow black smoke all over everybody and crank the boost up, this is the product for you. Or if you're doing diesel drag or, your hot farm or, some of your single turbo diesel tractors that, bearing clearances aren't so big that you lose oil pressure. This is a product that was actually formulated strictly for that. So
okay.
It's got a very high TBN or total base number, which means that how that basically is how it handles the diesel fuel or soot and turns to acid. So it's a really good high-end product for that. So
what was your first introduction besides, like which team did you kind of first team up with in the sport of truck and tractor pulling when you came over as a director of motorsports at Champion?
Well, so back home in Western New York, Jason Hootman with the Commander, he runs the light super stock methanol tractor. So
everybody that's watching this right now knows that tractor. That's very, very well known. Yep.
So Jason in the country, a stone's throw, he was a neighbor, about 3 or 4 miles from me. So I didn't know Jason for all the years that I frequented tractor pulling. I met Jason through a referral. He actually reached out to me, had some issues going on and wanted to talk oil, and we became friends that way, and we've helped him out. So Jason really was like, if you want to talk Grand National Tractor or notable tractor.
Yep.
He really got us the credibility and exposure to, the Champion Race and Oil. So from there, it just branched out. We picked up Brett Berg with the Moneymaker, and then pretty much everybody knows that name, I'm sure.
Yep.
So we've worked with Brett on some stuff, and basically we gave these guys the confidence to really put the coals of these tractors, I should say. But, we spent a lot of engineering and track tests, especially with sprint cars with, alcohol, methanol for fuel dilution, because that's a huge thing, blow by and cylinder washout, stuff like that. So we have probably one of the best, oils or racing and performance oils on the market for that, as far as how it handles fuel dilution. So
love it. I'm bringing up a picture of the Moneymaker right now for everybody. I mean, just to try to keep up with you on things you have. Now you said your dad raced cars when you were growing up?
Yeah, so we raced asphalt modifieds in some of the signature tracks around Western New York, Holland Speedway, Lancaster Speedway, Perry Speedway. So I just myself wasn't a wheelman. I was into every other thing, 4-wheelers, 3-wheelers, dirt bikes, anything with a motor, boats. So radio control planes and stuff like that. So, but not that I didn't enjoy it. I just, for some reason, never got behind the wheel.
Yep. Now the farm oil, is that what you're working with on Brett? Is that right?
So Brett runs our straight synthetic blend racing oil. So
okay.
Yep, he runs our SAE 60.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna find
So,
it. Is that on the web? Let's see here.
We have a very high-end gear oil or rear end oil, our 7590 and 75140 racing gear oil, which would be on a different page. So that's not going to be the price point you're looking at your local farm store. This has very high-end base oils, very high-end extreme pressure additives. So especially for what you guys are doing with these tractors, I mean, 300 foot seems not to be the norm anymore. They're pushing the limits on these things.
Yep.
So, you get a lot of failure with your rear ends, pinion gears, and blow by and all that. So we get a lot of compliments with our 75-190 racing gear oil. It's full synthetic on how we've eliminated blow by and reduced almost to no wear at all on your pinion gear. So while you're pulling up that, going back to the racing oil, Jason. So the unique thing about Champion racing oil, if it's a synthetic blend or it's a full synthetic, we use the same zinc package, or what the motorsports community is ZDDP. It's the same parts per million, whether it's a 020 full synthetic, it's a SAE 70, it's a 2050, 030, 1040, 1030. So that's kind of unique, specific to Champion, unlike our competitors, which have different levels of that additive package. So
okay. No, that's always a big thing for me. When we partner up with somebody, Scott, I want people to understand the difference of it. Why this is better, why they should consider it, why they should use it. You know what I mean? So I love it. I love it a lot. So yeah. Champion Oil, title sponsor of the Cowtown Showdown since 2019. Absolutely. So good stuff there. If any of you have questions for Scott Balbi, please type them into the comments, or if you use any of the products, let me know, and we can display that on the screen up there for you, Scott. What did you think of Toma when he came up there and hung out with us for a couple days?
You know what? That was pretty cool. That was my first experience up in the Wisconsin, Minnesota area. So not only are the people super friendly and inviting, the track was cool. The atmosphere was cool. I liked the fact that it was more like this big fair, got the vendors with the food and, the beverages and stuff, but pretty neat. A couple good tracks, and, energy was really good there. So I'm looking forward to that again, doing that next year as well.
Yeah, and then you'll be with us in Bowling Green in a couple of weeks. That's going to be. Have you ever been to the Bowling Green Truck and Trucker?
Ironically, it's one place I've never been. I've never been in Toma or Bowling Green, so I'm looking forward to. Heard about it for years.
Yep.
And ironically, I have followed Beer Money Pulling for at least 10 years. Before any of this transpired. So it's kind of unique that we're partnered up, you know.
No, it's perfect. It was perfect timing on our end and perfect timing on your end to do some stuff together and, you know, cast a bigger net basically of what that, you know, and we're using the starter fluid now and the cleaning supplies. It's been, I love it, Scott. You got a whole catalog worth of cool things that we can use. So I really enjoy that. So,
yeah, you know, a lot of people don't realize, they think we're just engine oil people, but we have 300 products in our portfolio catalog. So, you know, our real niche is not race and performance, really 2% or less of our business. So we're really a private label formulator blender. And, you know, we do, you know, our brake fluid division that's in Clinton there as well. So we're doing a large portion of the brake fluid in the world. But really our mainstay is our private label, you know, doing OEM bottling and packaging. One unique thing with that is we're ISO certified, but we also have our own internal lab. We have a rail spur. We have over 1.6 million gallon tank farm. We have, you know, nitrogen blanketed tanks for our glycol, you know, for our brakes, you know, fluid facility. We have our own blow mold machines. We have our injection mold machines. We're making our bottles under one roof. We're doing our labels under one roof. So it's really one-stop shop. We're not buying, you know, caps here, bottles there, labels here. And really it's all about consistency. When you get to the top tier products, it's the same, you know, buying the base oils, same place, same spec, additives. And that's really the big difference in the price of oil and the quality and performance of oil. Is basically, you know, base oil comes in, you know, group 1, group 2, group 3. So it's just like, you know, if you want to reference vodka or alcohol, there's a distillation tower. Oil comes out of the ground crude. It goes in, you know, to distillation. So group 1 base oils, top of the tank, is your, for reference, the dirtiest or has the most particulates or saturates in it. When they distill it down, it goes into tank 2, which is your group 2s, which is cleaner, a more tighter spec. Then they distill it to group 3. So those are your mineral base or base oils, group 1, group 2, group 3.
Okay.
So our, you know, there's some competitors use group 1 base oils, some use group 2. We actually use a group 2 plus. So it's a group 2 plus 3. And then your synthetics are your 4 and 5. So our synthetic blends are a 2 plus with the 4. So, and in today's world, some of the major brands, the group 3 mineral based group oils are so good, they're starting to classify those as full synthetics.
Okay.
That's a good product there if you're going to start a fire. I got testimony on that.
Yeah, we got to keep that out of certain.
Yeah, you can scare the neighbors with that stuff.
Oh, good evening, Jason and Scott.
But going back, Jason, the bumper. So
yeah,
you know,
no, that's what really. I guess that's what really impressed me is when we started talking and I saw the whole catalog. I'm like, wow. I mean, you guys have a lot of stuff. It's pretty neat. So I'm just trying to flip through the website while you're chatting. So
yeah, so I mean, as far as like, you know, a motorsports team, whether it be like a car, a tractor, truck, you know, boat. I mean, we have, you know, our detailers, our Sprint Wax is a quick shine. So that's nice. We have our glass cleaner, tire shine. You know, we have a full line of aerosols. One of our most popular products, believe it or not, is our Pro Grade non-chlorinated brake cleaner, which is a really good product. Then you had mentioned our starting fluids. We have a 50% and an 80%.
Yep.
So that's very popular with the, you know, especially with, you know, your class and the bigger diesel tractors as well. So, but then, you know, we have anything you would need for engine oils, viscosity. We have classic muscle for street and rod. We have modern muscle, which is unique to us. So that's your new roller cam stuff, like your new Corvettes, your Camaros, you know, Mustangs, Mopar Challengers, stuff like that. So our 550, which is really the Coyote or Ford spec, one of our marketing partners is Shelby American, I should say, down in Las Vegas. So every Shelby that goes through their facility is factory filled with our 550.
Okay.
That's a gas. So really good people down there. And then like the 040 for the Mopar spec, like with the, even if you have like a Ram truck with your 6.4, I run that in my truck. Those are just phenomenal, really considered like a racing oil, but for exactly what it says, modern muscle.
And that was this here, the modern muscle motor oils, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the big things I get asked all the time, just to educate, our listeners, zinc will not hurt an engine whatsoever. If it's a roller cam or a flat tappet or, those setups, zinc is detrimental to emissions on a vehicle, or more so the catalytic converter. It just eats it up and ruins emissions. So that's why they took the zinc out of the newer passenger car, motor oils, because it was harmful to the emissions. So, but it won't, if you don't have emissions, or a lot of guys take them off. I mean, anytime you can run a racing oil with that high zinc package, it's, highly recommended.
Good stuff.
So if you were to click on any one of them, Jason, it kind of made our webpage user friendly for our customers.
I just clicked on racing gear lubricants. So
yes, if you click on that, any one of them.
Okay. Oh, bang.
It shows the image. So if you wanted to download the image, anyone wanted, you can do that quick. And then if you wanted any spec sheet or anything, it's very user friendly. So if you click on the spec sheet, it'll pull that right up, and then you can print that off.
Oh, it even turns it into a PDF. That's nice.
Yeah. So if you wanted to kind of almost educate yourself in today's world, the spec sheets really tell you all about the oil. It tells a story, what it's for, what's the viscosity, all that good stuff. And then the SDS sheet, same thing. So if you needed to have an SDS sheet for, your health and safety people, or just in general, click on that. That's a PDF as well. You can pull that up quickly,
Nice.
And then we put video content on there, not everything, but if we do, someone does a story on our stuff, I think that's the video tab there.
Let's see.
So it's really user friendly for the customers or new opportunities to, research our products.
Yep. No, I like it. I'll throw that in the comments too, right? So people can click on that, the YouTube page. So
yeah, and on that homepage, Jason, if you go to the very bottom of our homepage, that race links tab on the bottom right, the big highlight in the corner with the
one that says race links.
yeah, that one there. So we have a unique program. We can go through the three of them, but we get a lot, of course, any racing and performance product, no matter what, there's a lot of interest in sponsorship and things like that. So these are the tabs that you would go to. We made it very user friendly. There's a submittal form. It tells us about you and your team, who your engine builder is, stuff like that. So basically you populate your information in there. Are you a champion user? Do you, where do you buy it? If you do, who's your engine builder? What class or what series do you run? And then just submit it. And it comes to us. It populates right over to a Excel spreadsheet exported over there, so we can review it. So we do some sponsorship, product sponsors and monetary stuff like that. It's hand selected on the opportunity or the return on investment. So that's what that page is for. And then we have a contingency program that says, okay, you're buying Champion. We appreciate that, recognize that, but you can also register. So if you win, and it has the classes and divisions of motorsports listed there. So basically it's a proof of purchase, and I believe it's $100. You could send us your victory lane or winner circle. There's a little bit of information, and we'll send you, depending what, series or level division you're in, we'll send you a $20 check to $50 typically, just for using Champion oil.
Nice. Yes, here's all the classes you were talking about. So
Yep, we list them in there, and then the rules are right there, so it's pretty user friendly. Just everything's kind of there. And I believe the last tab on that page, that racing page, is
go back one more. rebate submission?
Yeah, so the rebate program is kind of unique too because, if you're not a racer or if you are a racer, you can kind of double dip. So basically it's saying, hey, you spend $100 on Champion Oil, send us in your proof of purchase, and we'll send you a $20 rebate.
Nice.
So it's kind of cool.
I like that a lot. Again, if you're just joining us, Scott Balbi, Director of Motorsports at Champion Oil, teamed up with the Beer Money Pulling Team this year, and we're excited to grow with him. He did come up to Toma and got to hang out with us and see some good truck and tractor pulling up there. It got really good weather in Toma. Normally it rains. I feel like we get a session rained out or not. We got them all in, so that was great, Scott. So
yeah, that was good. It was warm for sure.
It was definitely warm. And you're heading to Bowling Green with us. We're going to be on the north side at the starting line. Stop by. We're going to have a Beer Money Pulling Team merch tent there, along with Champion Oil, and we're excited for that opportunity. So you can come up and talk to Scott. Sure, Scott will have some goodies with them and different things like that as well. So yeah, it's been good. I'm really excited. It's been fun working with you. And again, really impressed by all the different products. Like I said, I've always used we've always used John Deere Ether, and then I don't know, something from Napa, and now we have your starting fluid now, and that's been working good. And then starting to get into all the cleaners and different things. It's been great, Scott. Love it. So
yeah, thank you.
What's one thing that people don't know about Champion that you want them to know about Champion? Like what's the word I'm looking for? You know what I'm saying? Everybody always assumes something, Scott, but the truth is this. What are those things that you always
So one of the biggest things that I think is misunderstood in the marketplace for consumer is they think we're Champion spark plugs or we're the same company.
Yep.
And we are not. There's no affiliation whatsoever. Maybe logos look the same, but that's in the past. There's some stuff that went down with that, but we are not affiliated with them whatsoever. So, but the unique thing about Champion is they manufacture and have tier 1, high performance, high quality products, but it's kind of a kept secret because it's, in the breadbasket in Clinton, Missouri. So we have Missouri and Kansas and Iowa. So we kind of really focused around that. And then now we're making it a regional brand, or Nike and Adidas. It's just like that recognized brand.
Yep.
So, family owned since 1956. We were sold last July. So July 1st, we were acquired by PLZ Corp, which is up in Chicago. And PLZ's brand, if you wanted to pick one that's kind of not known, but their big brand is Sprayway glass cleaner. So with the light blue cap. So everybody kind of knows that. So they bought us last July. So there's some good stuff going on.
Okay.
We're going to be doing some rebranding and, some product improvements and things like that. So, but the biggest thing is that, the Champion spark plugs, we're definitely not the same company or affiliated with them whatsoever.
No, and that makes sense because that would be when I got your email the first time, I'm like, oh, okay. We don't use spark plugs, but that's all right. I'll talk to them.
Yeah. Yep.
So
in our ownership, back, with David Lowe and his son, Matt, David was a big midget sprint car fan. The family was just, so that's kind of where the racing oil came in. It was kind of a targeted market. It was just like the sprint car midget arena.
Yep.
USAC. So, but,
what are some of the
motorsports.
What events have you been attending lately, Scott, to promote the brands? What other motorsports are you guys involved in?
So this year has been a busy year for me. So we're big into dirt car racing. So up in the Northeast, we kind of built the company that I left, the Super Dirt Car Series. So we've built the brand up, basically from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, north with that. So, but I started the year out down to Volusia Speedways for, basically speed weeks and all that. And then New Smyrna for the asphalt with the wheel and modified guys. So, we're in the wheel and modified asphalt, series or some teams. We're in a lot of the dirt cars as far as, the big block modifieds, 358 mods, of course, sprint cars. I've been, we just did our Williams Grove Speedway, the Champion Race and Oil Summer Nationals, one of our signature events up in Mechanicsburg, PA. That's a World of Outlaw show mixed with Pennsylvania Posse for the 410 sprints. We're one of the sponsors for Clutch Kickers. Drifting is pro drifting. So I was down to Bradenton, Florida to that. Jonathan Nairn's one of our house car sponsored cars. Autocross, local North Carolina, been to a lot of we're one of the sponsors for the classic gear jammers, which is kind of cool. They're the stick cars, the 50, 60 stick cars. So they draw a pretty good crowd. We'll be doing the Coastal Clash, which is a big drag race thing up in Delaware. That's coming up in September. We've done some local, just stock street stuff, drag racing, bring what you go get groceries in. So that's kind of cool. Motocross, we have a really good WP2 2-cycle racing oil, so hit some motocross. That picture there was up at I-80 with Cody Ledger up in Nebraska. Hit a couple tracks up there for some sprint car racing.
I remember that because you were seeing where we were, and then you got rained out, or you thought you were going to get rained out that one night. Yep.
Yeah,
I think we were in Rock Valley, Iowa that weekend because we got rained out in. Oh shoot! It's been a busy summer. I think let me check. I got my schedule right here. Do you ever get so busy, Scott? You're like, what day is it?
Yeah, about every day.
Yeah, it's all every day. I got it.
Well, I mean, we're prepping for SEMA and PRI. I mean, they're coming up. I mean, it seems like a long ways away, but we're starting all of our planning and prepping for that.
Concord, Nebraska is where we got rained out, and you were in Omaha, or were you north? I can't remember.
So I visited Lincoln, Nebraska, to Speedway Motors. Got a tour of their facility, the museum, which was really cool. They're one of our MWD Master Warehouse Distributor accounts, so that was good. Really impressive facility in all, not only the museum, but their distribution. They have an engine shop in the shock division, all that. So, but I had a chance to go to a 360 sprint car and a super late model race at I-80 Speedway, and then the next night we were over to Eagle Raceway, which is a really cool bowl, high banked third mile dirt track. 305 sprints were there that night, so pretty cool. But other than that, I mean, try to hit up. I'm usually at a race somewhere. Of course, North Carolina being in the Triad area here, there's tons of motorsports everywhere. Like lawnmower racing's big, so I'm going to hit one of those up here in the next week or so.
I need some video. We need some video for that for the Beer Money Pulling Team page. Okay.
So. Yeah, it's in go-karting. We make a couple go-kart viscosities are really good. So we do a lot of go-kart stuff. So I've been to a couple of those events. But as far as signature events, our World of Outlaw, the two Williams Grove Speedway events, the Summer Nationals and then the National Open, which is the end of September. And then, of course, the two tractor, pulling events that we'll probably consider the two biggest in the nation, Toma and Bowling Green.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to.
No, it was great having you. I'm just flipping through all the photos that are on the Champion Facebook page right now. So it's good to see.
Ben Clark's got a beautiful tractor, the Apparatus up in Western New York. And he's doing real well. Like to see him get on more of a national circuit, but it's time off work and money and, time life gets in the way.
It does. It's so hard to keep up with all of it. So,
so we're an off-road, we're an off-road truck, go-karts, sprint cars, micro sprints, drag racing, drag boat, offshore boat. Like I say, circle track, dirt and asphalt. We're about, we have a product for about every motorsport you can think of.
I'm just flipping through all of them now. And it just keeps going and going and going. So then now you said you're going to be in SEMA and PRI. Is that what you said?
Yeah. I'll be hosting both. And, PRI, come on over and see me. It's fun. We usually have a cutaway sprint car. And
that's an Indy, right? That's in Indianapolis?
That's in Indianapolis, I believe, December 7th, 8th, 9th, maybe. Don't hold me to it. But
does this look like what? Does it look like PRI?
Yeah, that's PRI.
Okay.
So that's Jeff McCall own car. So that's Kyle Reinhardt has teamed up with Jeff McCall, and Kyle's the driver. But they run the All-Star Series, which is kind of neat. A little good series there. Good drivers. But, they bring the cutaway there. It's interesting. Draws a lot of attention. People can really get in and dissect, what them sprint cars look like.
Hey, there's the Remedy. I like that picture a lot.
It's a good looking tractor.
It's a good looking tractor. So we tractor pulled in Bloomfield on a Wednesday night, and then we had a kind of a day off, and they brought in. Oh, I'm not a big circle track guy, but there was those little sprint cars. It wasn't the big ones. Like, is it the 360s or the 310s or I think the 360s. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. And those were boogieing, and Doug was with me. He's like, Jason, these aren't even the fast ones. And then I drove by Knoxville, the Speedway, on my way to Corydon, Iowa the other night, and I had no idea that place was that. I've never been to Knoxville. I had no idea that place was that big. So
yeah, it's wild. They're going to pack that place the next 2 weeks.
Yes.
But we're doing a unique thing over there, too, if anyone gets over the Knoxville Nationals. So Slideway Karting Center, we're doing a marketing partner deal there. They have it's a concrete, kart track, and then they have their dirt track. But it's really cool. They have the wing karts, and they have a bar, restaurant, putt-putt golf, all that stuff. But we're doing a deal with, trading some marketing stuff for product, having our racing oil and our kart racing oil decals on the majority of the karts. We're going to have some signage on the track and some banners, around the facility. So it's kind of cool. But I think it's about maybe 1.5, 2 miles from the big track in Knoxville. So there's tons of stuff going on there. They do corporate events, but it'll be busy for sure there the next couple weeks.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize it was that big. So, I didn't realize it was that big. Well, good. Well, Scott, did we miss anything tonight? I got the website up there on the screen for people. We showed the contingency and the rebates, all that. I can do that again.
Yeah, I think we covered a lot. I mean, it's a lot for a little bit, but as far as the tractor and truck pulling, we're really excited to partner up with you guys. And I mean, if anything, you guys really promote the sport on every level. So one note there too, we just picked up a new distributor that I really want to highlight because I think it's one of the top engine builders in the business is Jason Gibson with CNG Motorsports.
Yep.
Up in Georgetown, Kentucky. So we're pretty happy to be working with them. Jason and Sarah and Todd Stone down there, they are pretty excited to carry, the Champion brands and the product line. So we're going to be working with them, helping them grow their business as well. And that'll help too, because that'll grow the product into the, the teams and things like that. So,
yep. And I want to make sure for people that when you stop by the trailer, we have our Champion Hero cards. It's got the Remedy on the front, and then on the back, obviously, we got all our Champions use Champion stuff. So we have a bunch of these at the trailer. We'll have them in Bowling Green. We're going to be in Rockwell, Iowa, Thursday, Friday night, Gibbon, Nebraska, Saturday night, McLouth, Kansas, and then Sunday night, Mountain City, Kansas. So stop by the trailer, get yourself a Hero card, and we have our Champion information on the back there. So Eric hooked me up with those. Thank you very much, Scott. So
excellent. Yeah.
Those turned out great. We have those at the merchandise trailer now, and I bought a trailer since the last time I saw you. So,
yeah, it's working out good. I talked to Dougie about that today, so he said you might upgrade already. You've kind of outgrown that one.
He nobody spends my beer money like Doug Borth does, Scott. That's all I gotta say. So, yeah, we're always
nice.
We're always up to something. We're always up to something. But no, I wish I would have bought one bigger, but you just don't know. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, baby steps, right? Everything's
that's
baby
the plan.
steps. So,
that is the plan.
I appreciate you having us on. We're super excited, getting into the tractor and truck pulling level, especially on the, competition level that you guys are at in the Grand National level, is a good thing, So,
well, we think we can help get the word out there, and especially in the pulling world. Scott gets you talking to him, and anybody listens or watches this interview, this will be on iTunes and Spotify tomorrow on our podcast. For the audio listeners, anybody that they clearly know that you know what you're talking about. I mean, all the stuff you were rattling off, I was having a hard time keeping up. So, and like, use this in your 6'4" and use this, and the muscle. And this is your passion, and you're good at it, and it's fun, and you're easy to talk to, and I really enjoy working with you. So, thank you very much.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Jason. If anyone wants to reach out, just let them know they can contact me. And
yep, I'll share your cell phone number if anybody reaches out, and then we'll just kind of keep jamming, working together on stuff. And if you when you have something you want to talk about, let me know. We'll jump on and do a sponsor highlight like this. We can do this anytime you want, bud. So
yeah, sounds good. I look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks down there in Bowling Green, or up there, I should say, for me.
Yep. Yeah, it's down there for us, so it's all good.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thanks, Scott.
Have a great night. Thanks, everyone.
Yep.